Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your day. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. The Shadow of a God by DirtyRippedPaper Chapter 2, A New Hunter. A baggage carrier isn't a shabby job. I mean, it's a really good job for some quick cash in the dungeon, Rimuru thought to herself. Ah, we're here, JinWoo said, making the two stop in front of the gate. This way. What they assumed to be the leader shouted, inviting them in. The leader exchanged greetings with JinWoo while eyeing. I know him. He's a pretty famous person, a hunter. He thought to himself why he knew JinWoo, and he exclaimed. His nickname. The world's weakest hunter. That's what it was. He laughed as he said it, though the buddy beside him looked scared. Leave him alone, Rimuru scolded, and glared at the man who said that. Why, you're the Demon Lord. One of them shouted. Demon Lord? Isn't that quite an exaggeration? She face-palmed. JinWoo stared at Rimuru, as if he couldn't believe that that nickname was given. That's right, JinWoo did indeed have the nickname of world's weakest hunter, but soon it was almost erased out of existence due to the existence of Rimuru. Rimuru's most prominent nickname is Demon Lord, but a secondary nickname arose, Protector of the Weak. Silly, isn't it? That's what Rimuru thought as well. Well, enough of that, right? Let's get going. The leader stopped their chattering. Boy, you're exempted from the fighting since it's a C-rank dungeon, but I'll pay you 2 million won for filling up our member count. Isn't it a good deal? He talked to JinWoo. He nodded to the leader's words. The leader faced Rimuru. But you, girl, you'll be fighting along with us since you're a B rank. That wasn't what you said on the phone. Rimuru stormed. You must have misunderstood. Now, I'd like you both to sign this contract. He changed the subject and averted Rimuru's eyes. JinWoo analyzed the party members. Hey, snap out of it. Rimuru snapped her fingers in front of his face and signed the contract. A young boy appeared beside JinWoo and spoke. Excuse me. It looks like we're both small fries here. He took out his hand. My name's Yu Jin-ho. I'm 22 years old, and the rank's DI was called here as well, under the same circumstance as you. He flashed a smile. JinWoo looked at the guy in some form of disgust, while Rimuru couldn't help but giggle to herself. Such flashy equipment, they shared the same sentiment. JinWoo approached the leader and asked, what should I do? You can just carry the baggage over there. It contains about everything, like food, equipment, and a first aid kit, he replied. You're going without a healer? Isn't that pretty dangerous? I mean, look at your party's ranks. Ya don't exactly look like the best out there, Rimuru chimed in. It's hard to bring a healer on a personal attack force. I'm sure you two understand. He gave a smile, yet to Rimuru, the smile was transparent. She could clearly see the hidden intention. It's time we went inside. Time is gold, we shouldn't waste it. He hurried it up, nudging Rimuru. Jin-ho approached JinWoo, patting his back. Don't worry, since you're an E rank, I'll be protecting you, he winked. Peeved. Rimuru giggled at the young guy, causing him to blush. The three of them walked into the dungeon side. It's so dark in here, Rimuru complained, and lit a fire. Wah. So you're a magician? Jin-ho was amazed at the sight of Rimuru's powers. She felt her ego being inflated even more by the young guy. I can do all sorts of stuff. I'm the best of the best, she boasted her power to the young, weak. Jin-ho looked at her with awe before snapping out of his trance and noticing his surroundings. Huh? Are there dungeons with no monsters? Jin-ho looked around the dark space. It's not that there aren't any. It's that they're not here yet, JinWoo muttered. JinWoo had a realization and looked at Rimuru, knowing she realized at the same time he did. It's insect-type monsters, they shouted in unison. Could this be an ant's nest? One of the members shouted. The whole party was in chaos, all speaking at the same time that you couldn't even distinguish what they're saying. Above, Rimuru shouted at them. Rimuru used a black flame and burnt the monsters to a crisp, all in one go. Amazing. The whole party just stared in awe at the sight of their prowess. Rimuru finished the job by absolutely demolishing all the other ants left using her katana. The whole party stood by as they had nothing to do. It was like Rimuru was a one-man party. Rimuru, JinWoo yelled, worried for his friend. I'm all right. She gave a thumbs up. We're gonna take all the magic crystals and split them among 10. the leader announced, making Rimuru feel frustrated. That isn't fair, is it? I did all the work and you're just going to get the same portion as me? She argued. It's in your contract. Rimuru felt embarrassed. She forgot to read the contract. Inside Rimuru, Seal was audibly scolding her for being stubborn and not reading the contract. The leader and the other party members left the two and went to a distance. Even from afar, they could see the other hunter's face change to an expression of JinWoo and Jin-ho, stay by my side. I don't think the end is going to be something good, she whispered to the two who nodded. The dungeon layout resembled a maze, meaning that the group moved around a lot yet rarely had a fight with monsters. This is bad. We've only seen monsters dead with their limbs ripped apart, Rimuru muttered. The leader stopped the group in its tracks and spoke to a member. Gyu-wan, illuminate that area. As the light touched the area in front of them, they were horrified at the scene. It's the boss's room. Get ready. They went inside the room and were shocked at the sight. An insane amount of mana crystals. This is jackpot. They all were exhilarated. If it's this much, even your younger brother would be jealous, a member said to the leader, making another member nudge him. While the members were celebrating, Jin-ho realized something and took Jin-woo's contract to present it to the leader. Sir, there is nothing about dividing except for magic crystals from monsters. What's going on here? Rimuru realized the same thing and looked at their own contract. Hey, what gives? Mine as well. The leader pondered and gave an answer. Of course we'll be splitting it evenly, but there's something to be taken care of first. He gave a grin and pointed above. The dungeon boss. JinWoo mumbled to himself. Since the dungeon closes once the boss is defeated, we must first mine and transfer the mana crystals before defeating the spider. Now seems like the best time to strike, but, he stopped. But what? JinWoo asked. I didn't bring the equipment. Who would have thought we'd reach a jackpot like this? A member interrupted. Could you three guard it? We'll just go and get the equipment real quick. I truly apologize for the inconvenience. You mean to tell me you're leaving us alone? Rimuru complained. You three should be safe if you don't provoke it. It's the type of monster to only attack when you threaten their territory. I trust that you'll be safe, especially with the Demon Lord herself. The three stayed silent. Then, we'll get going now. The members left, leaving them alone. That shitty bastard. Rimuru screamed out of frustration and fury. Calm down, Rimuru. We'll be fine, JinWoo reassured her. The entrance to the boss's room suddenly crumbled, making it blocked. No one could go out now. JinWoo subconsciously put his hand in front of Rimuru in an effort to shield her. Those bastards. JinWoo gritted his teeth. Jin-ho broke down. These sons of bitches tried to kill us. They're trying to kill us all because of some stupid mana crystals. Rimuru patted his back before going to check the blocked entrance along with JinWoo. It isn't going to be hard to break free from. The only problem is what woke up due to the blast, JinWoo told his insight. The three looked at the now awake dungeon boss. Stay behind me, you two, Rimuru shouted. The boss wasn't a problem for her, the only problem was the other two. Something about Rimuru not being the slightest bit scared made JinWoo have a strange feeling. He didn't know what it was. He took Rimuru by the hand and put her behind. I've changed, Rimuru. I told you, didn't I? I can do it on my own now. I can be on the same step as you. They stared at each other. Rimuru sighed before responding. Then. Prove to me that you can. Only then will I treat you like an equal. To others the conversation could seem like a fight, but the two of them knew that it was a conversation of friendship. Hung. What do you think you're doing? Let Ms. Rimuru handle it. She's an elite B rank. You'll die, Jin-ho screamed. Yet JinWoo ignored him. Rimuru took Jin-ho away and told him, I believe in my friend. Even the weakest can become the strongest. That situation wasn't unfamiliar for Rimuru, she herself experienced. And she thought, if she could do it, then so can JinWoo. JinWoo took a stance, holding an unfamiliar weapon. Rimuru stared intently at the scene, patiently waiting for what was about to unfold. Like lightning, JinWoo began attacking the spider, using movements that almost couldn't be perceived by the naked human eye. It was as if he was on a whole different level. He's changed a shit ton, Rimuru whispered, excited. That can't be an E-ranker, Jin-ho exclaimed. Could he be a false ranker? Rimuru looked at him. I've been with JinWoo for a long time now. He's not a false ranker, I'll assure you. They flashed a smile. Jin-woo fell to the ground, contemplating his life decisions up to this point. The spider hid its trump card and spat acid. JinWoo fell back, surprised by the acid spat by the spider. Hey, if you need help I'm open to. No, I can do it. JinWoo had confidence. It wasn't false confidence. He trusted his own abilities. He was sure he'd be able to handle this situation. He sprinted, closing the distance between him and the boss in less than a second. Fast. But the only problem is his stamina. What will he do once it runs out? JinWoo, who faltered slightly, got slammed to the ground by the boss. He was clearly looking fatigued, yet he wasn't able to stop now. He muttered, except. His fatigue was removed and he stood up. There was a bright fire in his eyes. He and the boss locked eye contact for a solid second before JinWoo pounced on the boss. The boss's weak points were all targeted by JinWoo. JinWoo knew where all of the boss's weak points were, almost making it seem he was reading it off of a book based on monsters. In only a few seconds, the boss had... Whoa! That was crazy. JinWoo, Rimuru applauded, making JinWoo's face a tad red. How could he take down the boss all by himself? Jin-ho was scared. He is most definitely a false ranker, he thought to himself. I suggest you get on his good side if you don't want to be his next victim, Rimuru whispered into his ear. She just wanted to get a scare out of the young guy. Jin-ho jumped up and immediately took the bag filled with equipment and went to Jin-woo. Would you care to store your magic crystals in here, sir? He was sweating profusely. How about water, sir? Oh, the equipment was obviously in the bag. Well, now that we're here I'll start mining. He was clearly sucking up. As the two were chatting, the entrance got blown up, and the silhouette of the members before were walking towards them. The members were talking amongst themselves and it looked like they had made a decision. You Jin-ho. I searched you up and you turned out to be the son of someone great. Your father was the chairman of U Architecture's so? Ah, and the Demon Lord. I thank you for defeating the dungeon boss. Your point is? Rimuru rushed them. I'll give you both a chance if you kill Sung Jin-woo. Are you fucking with me? Rimuru yelled. Join our group and kill Sung Jin-woo. It's the only way you'll live. Sung Jin-woo looked at Rimuru worried, yet saw that their face remained unaffected as it was throughout every raid they've been in. Jin-ho looked back at him, and took a fighting stance against the members from earlier. Have you ever killed a human? The leader asked. Rimuru grinned. I have, actually. Her eyes held an ominous feeling in it. So many that I can't seem to remember how many. You bastard. A member yelled and tried to attack her. I wonder, was it 10,000 or 10 million? With a snap of her fingers, the enemy's body started to decay. I'm willing to give you all 10 seconds to think about your life up to this point. You can pray if you wish. 1. What are you talking about, you crazy bastard? The leader tried swinging at Rimuru, yet his effort was wasted due to Rimuru dodging and deflecting every single move. 2, 3, 4, 5. The members took a step back. They didn't know what to do when faced with the might of the Demon Lord. 5 seconds left on the clock, guys. If I were you I'd be praying to go to heaven instead of hell. All except the leader started praying on please. I'm sorry for all my sins. The leader looked back at them, embarrassed. 6. She's full of bullshit. Are you really going to fucking bow your heads to the likes of her? 7. Rimuru looked at them all in utter disgust. 8. The leader once again tried to fight Rimuru. What a foolish thing to do. She could have easily killed him, yet kept her word of letting them have 10 seconds and chose to dodge instead. 9. Still nothing. Huh? 10. Rimuru's eyes were indeed gold, yet now it was a gold that resembled fire instead of a mere mineral. Time's up. She summoned black lightning, burning all the members in one go. Everybody screamed in terror, but there's no reason for Rimuru to care. Do you even know who my younger brother is? The leader's eyes were locked onto Rimuru. I don't care. In just 2 seconds the entire group was wiped out by one single person. All your prayers in this lifetime shall go unanswered, for you have angered your god. The two stared at Rimuru in horror. It was the first time Jin-ho had seen Rimuru, and it was the first time JinWoo saw Rimuru in that state. The reason why Rimuru was called the Demon Lord in this world as well is due to the immense power she wields. The power to destroy the enemies, and the power to create hope in a situation of despair. Heavenly and charismatic like a lord, ruthless and evil like a demon. Rimuru is the very embodiment of a demon lord. I hate betrayal the most. JinWoo didn't know what Rimuru was talking about. He knew he could never understand the type of life Rimuru lived. Still, he wanted to try. JinWoo rushed to Rimuru and embraced her tight. Rimuru's face became pink. The sight was intimate, causing Jin-ho to avert his eyes from the scene before. Am I intruding on something? He thought. Let's go home, Rimuru. Anywhere could be home if you'd be there. What about me? Jin-ho laughed. Get out, Rimuru plainly said. Cheers, Jin-ah happily banged their cans together. What's the occasion? Jin-woo asked while drinking. Because my brother has such a cute girlfriend, Rimuru and Jin-woo simultaneously spat their drink out. I'm not your brother's girlfriend, G. Gross. Despite saying that, Rimuru's face was still as flushed as a teenage girl in love. I think I'm gonna go to my room for a bit. Jin-woo walked out with a red face. Why aren't you my brother's girlfriend, Riri? Jin-ah asked, sulking. I don't know. He's a really dear friend to me. He's my best friend. Rimuru took a big gulp of her beer. But it's not like I'd mind him, she whispered, loud enough to be heard by Jin-ah. Riri. Leave it to me. I'll set you two on a date and... The ringing on the phone cut off her words. I'll pick it up. Rimuru was embarrassed, and went up to the phone. I'm looking for Jin-woo and Rimuru. My name is Yu Jin-ho. Oh, how's it been, Jin-ho? This is Rimuru speaking. I'd like to invite you and Jin-woo to a meeting tomorrow. I'd like to discuss a few things. Please relay this message to him. He hung up the phone. Stop shoving your face in the fried chicken, Jin-ah. You might swallow a chicken bone and die. You want that? She joked and walked to Jin-woo's. Over here. Jin-ho waved at the two that entered the cafe as he instructed. Hey, did you give him your number? Rimuru asked Jin-woo. I don't remember doing that. Jin-woo was creeped out. The two sat down at the table, wondering why they were asked to meet again. Would you two like a cup of coffee? No, it's fine, Jin-woo said, although Rimuru had other plans. I'm really craving a salted caramel macchiato with extra. Sure thing. Waiter, he called out. Jin-woo looked at the sight of Rimuru's eyes sparkling over a sweet drink. He felt his cheeks flushed at just glancing at her smile. Rimuru's salted caramel macchiato came. The moment she took a sip, it was like she'd never experienced bliss until now. Delicious. Sweet stuff is truly the best. While Rimuru was busy being in bliss while sipping their drink, Jin-woo asked a question to Jin-ho. How did you find our number? I have connections in the guild, Jin-ho answered in full truth. I didn't expect to meet you again. I thought we'd just part our ways after that, Rimuru said, while sipping her drink. You two are my savior. I owe my life to the both of you. He bowed his head slightly. We both got a bit of money since you shared the magic crystals with us, so that's helpful, Rimuru said. And you kept quiet about both of our situations. Thanks to that, there have been no problems so far, Jin-woo followed. Upon hearing those words, Jin-ho took a deep breath. Well. Those guys tried to kill us first. We're hunters, we can't die easily. It was a fight between hunters. Jin-ho was scared shitless. These two are maniacs, and the both of them are probably false rankers. I have to be careful, he thought. Then why did you ask to meet us? Rimuru asked, wanting to go home quickly. I want you two to join my... Declined, Rimuru and Jin-woo said in unison. But I didn't even finish my sentence. We don't need to hear it. We don't want to play around with a rich kid, Jin-woo said, and stood up to leave. Jin-ho stopped them. Please. Just go with me to dungeons 19 times. After that it'll be alright. You want to be a guild master? Rimuru asked the kid. Yes, ma'am. You saw the scene from before. Are you really willing to see it again? Hunters are ruthless, able to kill monsters and humans alike. And yet you still want to create an attack force? Jin-woo said, looking at Rimuru from the side. It's not hard for hunters to receive a guildmaster license. All they need to do is participate in a raid 20 times. I already went on one with you two before. All I need is 19 more. Of course there's an examination, but I have full confidence in my mind. Now that I remember. You were Yu Jin Architecture's second son, right? Jin-woo asked. That's right, sir. Actually, this is related to the company. You see, my father wants to create a guild. So, the hunters that work at the company complete the dungeon and the company takes the rewards. Jin-woo muttered. Then they're planning on becoming self-sufficient, Rimuru chimed. Correct. My father wishes to have an S-rank hunter take the spot of master and have my brother be the vice master and operate the guild under the guise of contributing. But there are only 9 S-ranks in the country, and all are in a guild. The only one left is a retired hunter. JinWoo told Jin-ho. The authority difference would be too big if your brother is to be vice master. Friction between the two can't be avoided. My brother is talented, but without being reawakened he is strong enough for the seat of guild master. With a low rank and age like you and no experience at that, you can't become involved. Do you plan to gain some experience and consult your father? Rimuru asked him. Correct, ma'am. The fact that you're hide your abilities will be kept a secret by me forever, sir, ma'am, Jin-ho promised Rimuru and Jin-woo. It would be easier to hide you two's abilities in an attack force, he reasoned. The two thought about it for a moment. What are the perks of joining? What do we get out of it? Jin-woo asked. Jin-ho gave the perks to both of them, and their eyes widened. 3 billion won is a crazy amount. Rimuru's mouth foamed at the sight of the amount. It's the building we're constructing, and we plan on using it as the guild office. The estimated price is 3 billion won, but the price will surely rise. Jin-ho informed them. Then are you saying it's a small investment as long as you can become guildmaster? That is correct, sir. Hey, Jin-woo. Your case is special even among the reawakened. We'd have to conceal it, no? Rimuru whispered. I guess so. Then we have a condition that you must abide to, Rimuru. Anything. Just us three, Jin-woo, you, and me. Jin-ho was shocked by the condition. What? You mean we're going to defeat C-rank dungeons on our own? That's right. Jin-woo said. But, to enter a C-rank gate we need at least 10 members. We'll use the method Wang Dong-suk used. We'll give people a reward for filling a member count. There'll definitely be people lining up for it. Jin-woo provided his solution. Jin-ho looked like he was scared shitless. Isn't it too dangerous? We'll be fine. You've seen Jin-woo and I's abilities. We're more than capable of clearing it on our own, she comforted Jin-ho. And if you successfully complete 19 dungeons as an attack force without a single scratch, won't it be helpful in showing your skill to your father? Jin-woo said, making Jin-ho agree to the method. We'll be going now, bye-bye. Rimuru went along with Jin-woo.